Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal and this is Books Forever After. This is my first official video. So this is very, very awkward for me. Today I'm going to talk about my August TBR, and I have a very ambitious TBR in the realm of fantasy. Typically I read fantasy and romance, historical romance, contemporary romance. And today I want to push the envelope with some more fantasy this month. So I'll go through the books that I'll first start with the book that I'm currently reading. And then at the end, I have actually a TBR bug of a lot of my physical books that are not read yet. And so we'll go over that. Okay, so first let's start with, I'm finishing up the Throne of Glass series, and I am on the last one. So this is the Kingdom of Ash series. This is book 7 in the Throne of Glass series. I am 50% through. This is taking me, I think we're at week 4, so about a month already trying to finish this last book. And I don't know if it's because it feels daunting or I just don't want the series to end. Is probably the latter. There's just so much details in this last one, and so much world building, so many characters, and trying to remember to keep them all straight. So it's a little, it can be a little difficult. So, but yeah, I fell in love with this Sarah J. Maas last summer when I first started reading ACOTAR. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. So yeah, so it was fun. Next, on the fantasy realm, I want to start reading The Winner's Curse. This is by Marie Rogowski. Hopefully I'm saying that right. This is another, I think, fantasy, what do you call it? Starting series. Oh gosh, what's it called? Discover Yourself series. I don't know what it's called. I'm like, oh, I'm getting a blank. Anyway, it's another young adult series. It's going to be, oh gosh, like the chosen one trope. That's probably what I'm trying to say. So the chosen one's trope. This is where, I guess, let me just read the back. I can't even think of it. It says, as the general's daughter, 17-year-old Kestrel enjoys an extravagant and privileged life. Aaron has nothing but the clothes on his back. Then Kestrel makes an impulsive decision that binds Aaron to her. Though they try to fight it, they can't help but fall in love. In order to be together, they must betray their people. But to be loyal to their countries, they must betray each other. Set in a new world, The Winner's Curse is a story of rebellion, duels, ballroom dances, wicked rumors, dirty secrets, and games where everything is at stake, and the gamble is whether you will keep your head or lose your heart. So it sounds really good. So definitely looking forward to that. And then another fantasy, and I think this is my last one. This is another young adult fantasy. This is by Alwyn Hamilton. This is number 3 in the series of the trilogy. So this is Hero at the Ball. This is set in, oh gosh, I want to say the desert storms over in like in India. It's really, really cool. It kind of gives me like Assassin's Creed vibes. So that's why I really like that one. So yeah, she's a desert storm. She has like the Djinn magic system, so it's really kind of cool to learn more about that magic myth. So yeah, there you go. And on the historical romance side, I would like to, I believe, reread or read for the first time. This is part of the Wallflower series, so this is The Devil in Winter by Lisa Kleypas. I want to say 10 years ago maybe that I read so much Lisa Kleypas and so many historical romance authors like Johanna Lindsey, Jude Devereaux, Julie Garwood. And it's been years, and so I just with the start of pandemic and everything, restarted my love of romance and historical romance. So it's hard to remember what I read or not. So it's been kind of difficult. So I have behind me is like my romance shelf, like specifically like historical romance. So I have some contemporary up here, and then I have all the romances that I either haven't read, or if I have read them years ago, I don't remember. So those are the more of the popular authors. And of course down here is all my ones that I've read that I know I've read this year. So obviously the Bridgerton series and Julia Quinn there. So really looking forward to trying to move those down. I'm also hoping to read this one, which is Scandal in Spring. This is a tentative read for August, and try to close this one out of the quartet series there. Alright, and then the last one would be Whisper of Roses by Teresa Medeiros. I'll put a clip up on here. This is part of the book club for historical Hellions run by Peace Love Books and Books with Samantha. And that is the book for August. I also want to read the book club book for the Smut Club run by O'Hayes, McKay, and That Tall Book Girl. Hopefully I can get started on that. That hasn't been announced yet what the book's going to be, because I think we're actually having the Wednesday night, they're having the July's book discussion. That's usually when they're discussed there. And then of course I'm a little bit of a book, I want to say a mood reader, so it's gonna so my taste may change. This is not in the particular order that I will be reading these, so these might change, might be in a different order, depending on what kind of strikes my mood. So I try not to put too much on my TBR for the month. I typically read most of the time between 10 to 12 books a month. I think at most I read 14 or 15 books by the month. Because I do have a full-time job, this is kind of hard to read quite that much. But I know probably to a normal person, that's a lot of books to read. So my ambition is to read 80 books this year by the end of December, and I think I'm already at 70. So that's actually quite a big difference from last year, or when I first started reading up again. So yeah. All right, so I will go ahead and try to pick out a book to read out of my digital TBR to help me decide. Okay, I think that just made it decide for me. Okay. Alright, so it's Caraval by Stephanie Gerber. Alright. So that is my book. I will go grab that. Give me 1 second. Okay, so got Caraval here. I think this is a very popular, hyped up book that everyone knows. So I'll just go ahead and read the synopsis. This says, Scarlet Dragna has never left the tiny island where she and her sister Tella live with their powerful and cruel father. Now Scarlet's father has arranged a marriage for her, and Scarlet thinks her dreams of seeing Caraval, the faraway once-a-year performance where the audience participates in the show, are over. It says, but this year Scarlet's long dreamt of invitation finally arrives. With the help of a mysterious sailor, Tella whisks Scarlet away to the show. Only as soon as they arrive, Tella is kidnapped by Caraval's mastermind organizer, Legend. It turns out that this season's Caraval revolves around Tella, and whoever finds her first is the winner. Scarlet has been told that everything that happens during Caraval is only an elaborate performance, but she nevertheless becomes enmeshed in a game of love, heartbreak, and magic with the other players in the game. And whether Caraval is real or not, she must find Tella before the 5 nights of the game are over. A dangerous domino effect of consequences is set off, and her sister disappears forever. Alright, sounds interesting. Alright, well, this has been on my 22 TBR, so this actually works perfectly. So, Caraval. Alright, so that is everything. This is my, that went pretty quick for my first video. So yeah, that will be my August TBR. Next up is I will probably discuss a book haul that I recently did. So it was a library thrift haul with 3 different public libraries. Got all of those back there behind me. So looking forward to sharing those with you next time. All right, thank you. Bye.